Yo, what's going on, guys? Jared here. Today, I wanted to talk about the new Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds decks that just got released, and a lot of people forgot that there was actual new cards in them, and these cards were not adjusted on the points list yet for Genesis. So I have a Genesis deck for you, using those new Yusei 5Ds cards. I'm pretty excited to do this because, well, I shouldn't say excited because we're abusing the hell out of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity again, just like Centurion back in the day, but. This deck can pump it out with multiple one-card combos, be able to get follow-up as well in the form of drawing them with Hyper Librarian, because you're drawing like 4 cards sometimes, which I'm going to show you in a combo at the end of the video. But yeah, this is definitely just a deck that can be toxic. It's unhit, it's new cards, so why not, right? Like, why not show it off? If you guys enjoy this content, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. How else would you play this deck? Because I am playing a TG package in here because it also leads into one-card Calamity lines, which is very, very disgusting. Yeah, it's just like crazy how these cards can interact together and kind of bridge into each other as well. So if you guys like this, let me know down below, and let's go ahead and jump into the deck. Okay, so here is the TG Synchro Calamity Pile Junk Synchron deck. Very odd looking pile, definitely, like some oddities in the top right of like the bricks, so-called. You have to play them in a deck like this, but you have a lot of one-card starters, which I think is pretty cool, and neat extenders. So going into it, we have 3 limiter removals. This is one of the starters, 1 copy of All Clear, 2 Salamander, 1 Serpent, 1 Tank Grub, 1 Booster Raptor, 1 Lefty Driver, 3 copies of Synchro Fellowship. This is one of the new cards. 3 copies of Eschator Dawnwalker, 1 Fire and Eschator as the brick for that little package, 1 Junk Synchron, 1 Anchorbolt Hedgehog. Again, these are the new cards. 1 copy of Crossroads Sonic Chick, 3 copies of Righty Driver, 3 copies of Scrap Synchron, 1 Dandelion, 3 Droll, 3 Nib, 3 Mourner, 1 Veiler, 3 Crow. Don't you love that we are able to just cram Nibs, Drolls, and Mourners and Crows into a deck and still have plenty of points available? Insane. 1 copy of the Calamity in the extra deck. Of course, I don't know why this card is 21 points. There is just cards in the game that make no sense to me of why they aren't 100. They do not provide any form of healthy gameplay. No deck is using them. Not even the Red Dragon Archfiend deck is playing this card, except for being used very toxically to make it on your opponent's turn. Just make this 100 points. Nobody would care. It is for the benefit of the format. 2 copies of TG Over Dragnar, 2 copies of Mighty Striker, 2 copies of Star Guardian, 1 Wonder Magician, 2 copies of the new Scrap Warrior. This card is so cool. 1 copy of Librarian. Debatable if you need it. If you wanted to like save the points and put them into something else, you do not need this card, but you are able to get 4 cards out of this card being on the field, so I think it's okay, and you can make it while still going for Calamity, so I think that kind of makes it worth its while. 1 copy of Excel Synchron, 1 copy of Diabolantis the Menacing Mantis, 1 copy of Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon, and 1 copy of Cyframe War Zeta. And for the side deck, just very kind of generic-y stuff. 3 Double Cyclone to play around Draco Tail Flame, 3 Gamma Seal for those Towers monsters, 1 copy of TG Close as a searchable counter trap in the deck. Another searchable trap card you could search is Majestic Mirage if you want to side in or just play Excel Synchro Stardust and Stardust Dragon. 2 copies of the aforementioned Draco Tail Flame, and 3 copies of Dark Over No More. All of these cards are just fine. Like, you obviously the side deck is going to be very objective to what event you're going to and like the players around you, but this is just kind of some generic good stuff and a few tech choices that are searchable for the deck itself. Now, some stuff that may look a little weird. I guess the thought process behind this, I should probably start with that, is that if you are able to make either or of the TG Mighty Striker or the Scrap Warrior, you are able to go into your King Calamity. If either of those resolve, you are able to bridge into a Calamity, which I think is kind of disgusting. So I wanted to make the main deck the best way possible is to just pump out level 1 and 2 synchros. Being a way to make a level 2 synchro is actually kind of difficult, I will say. But your 1-card starters are Limiter Removal, Synchro Fellowship, Righty Driver, and Eschator. Eschator is a bit of a weird one because you have to use, obviously, summon out the Ant to Synchro for Diabolantis. Diabolantis and Dandelion summon 2 tokens. Use Diabolantis' second effect to make something a tuner, and then you are able to Synchro off the 2 of the tokens to go into your Mighty Striker because he is generic, and then use that to get into your line for TG All Clear, and then you can just go from there. That's the main thing for this. And then if you are going, I'm going to show you the combo if you're going for Scrap Warrior in the form of Righty Driver. That is the other combo. And then obviously the TG one just kind of can start with the TG Mighty Striker, and Synchro Fellowship also being able to search out Junk Warrior and the Sonic Chick. It's so many variations in this deck that you can do to be able to find stuff. Scrap Synchron as well. You have so many options to go for this deck. It's really kind of cool, to be honest. I don't play a lot of how can I word it, like synchro-y pile decks like this, so it's kind of an interesting thing for me, but it's overall I've been enjoying deck building with this and messing around with it. Other starter that I think is worth mentioning, it's also why there's 3 of it in here, is Scrap Synchron. This card is really, really good, being able to be used as a tuner from the hand, and synchro for anything. It can be substituted for a Synchron tuner, but you are actually able to synchro this for anything if you use it. If you synchro summon a monster that mentions a Synchron tuner as material, it can be used in your hand. So you are able to synchro with stuff like the righty driver with Scrap Synchron in your hand, so that you're able to make the Scrap Warrior, which I think is pretty awesome. So it's just a neat little extender. Same thing with the little hedgehog guy. You're able to use this and the Scrap Synchron to go into your Scrap Warrior from your synchroing from the hand. I think that's like really, really cool. Yeah, then like I said, this card is just a 1-card line in itself. So pretty fun, pretty cool deck. And I want to talk about the combo now. I think I explained everything in here pretty decently. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the one of the 1-card combos. Okay, so this is a very minimalistic version of this 1-card combo. I think you are possibly able to do more with this line, but I am keeping this like extremely minimalistic because there is a couple of effects that I don't even use in this line. And again, we don't have the extra monster zone, so like we can't do anything with this because we're in Genesis, so keep that in mind. So we can go righty driver effect to be able to summon our lefty driver. We can substitute this for a Synchron, and then we're able to go for our Scrap Warrior to be able to grab Synchro Fellowship, activate Fellowship to search 2 cards, and then discard 1. So we're going to grab Junk Synchron and the Sonic Chick. Then banishing it, reduce the level of our Scrap Warrior, and then we're able to use Junk Synchron to revive using one of our additional normal summons off this, because this gives us a normal summon of a Synchron monster. Next, you are able to synchro those 2 into our Hyper Librarian, because again, this is a level 2 now because of the Synchro Fellowship reducing its level by 1. Next, you are able to use the Chick because a tuner was sent to the graveyard and special summon it back. And then you're able to synchro the righty driver with the Chick that gets banished and go into our Mighty Striker. Now we are able to use Librarian and the Striker to get into our TG line. From here, so I'm just going to have us draw some hand traps as we're going through this. We're going to go TG all clear, get rid of the Mighty Striker to search our Salamander. Mighty Striker is going to trigger in the graveyard to send a TG monster. The Tank Grub secondary effect is one of the effects that I don't use, and the TG Rocket Salamander effect to special from the graveyard is the other effect I don't use. So again, there is possibly more ways to combo. Maybe we can synchro off this Librarian somewhere in the line for something, even if it's maybe getting the token with the Serpent and the Librarian. I don't know if that can go into a TG synchro off to the side and then still be able to use the Salamander to bring back the Serpent to still go back into the Calamity on your opponent's turn. That might be a possibility. This is just off the top of my head right now, but yeah, main thing. So we're going to use the Salamander tribute itself, get the Serpent effect to get back the Salamander, and then we are going to synchro those 2 off into our Dragnar effect, and we're going to use our Librarian as well. Bring back all of our TG monsters in the graveyard except for Tank Grub, and then we are able to synchro those 2 into our Wonder Magician. Then we can use Librarian and Wonder Magician to destroy the all clear and draw an additional card. And then on your opponent's turn, you are able to synchro off those 3 to go into our King Calamity and then shut our opponent out of the game. And then we also get to draw another card off our Librarian. So again, we drew 4 cards, so we pretty much have a brand new hand. And then our Librarian and our King Calamity. And then to finish off the game, we obviously just have a cajillion cards that we drew off the TG Hyper Librarian. And again, like I said, there's effects we didn't use in this line. We didn't even use this Tank Grub that I sent to the graveyard. We didn't use the Salamander effect, the special back from the graveyard. Those effects are like super, super important. We didn't use the other TG Synchro that could add back and special a guy. So again, it really just comes down to boardroom as actually what it comes down to. It's really kind of weird. I never thought I'd say that, but like you run out of board space very quickly without that extra monster zone for a deck like this, especially when this was technically designed for Link monsters in mind with the TG Link monsters, so makes it a little bit more difficult. So overall, that is the combo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, there is a plethora of other combos you can do and different lines and synchros you can make. I just tried keeping this as simple as possible without getting too crazy. I am not like a big synchro pile duelist by any means. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys cook with this, let me know down below. I'm curious what you guys can come up with. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.